Right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved under Brother Kalab from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. So I just want to do a quick lesson here. I saw this post come up earlier on, and I thought it was very interesting because it touches upon something that we've spoken about at camp many times. As I mentioned in the intro, I'm from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, so, me and the brothers in the camp, we've taught all over various parts of London. Now, what I noticed here is you've got Will Smith, right, trying to do his comeback promotion tour type thing, and he happened to be over here in the UK, and he put on a impromptu performance in the street. Now, the interesting thing I noticed about this is that this video that I've got playing on the screen here,
about to do something.
This video that I've got playing on the screen here, this actually took place in a location where me and the brothers have actually taught before. We've held camp near this area. Now, the reason why I bring this out is because oftentimes we've said, really there should be a whole host of people wanting to hear what we, the prophets, have to say. There should be, crowds in the street wanting to hear what we've got to say. But obviously in this kingdom, we don't have that, right? But if a celebrity was to turn up, you get droves of people in the street wanting to hear what the celebrity has to say. For example, we used the analogy before when we've taught that, if Jay-Z was to come over to the UK and, walk down the street, you'd have all these people wanting to see him or get his autograph or see what he's got to say. Or, if Drake came over, Drake was over last week actually at the Wireless Festival, which ironically is, another area where we've held camp around. But yeah, if one of these, celebrities like Kanye West or Jay-Z or Drake, or here you've got Will Smith turned up, you'd have droves of people in the street wanting to hear what this guy's got to say, right? But the ironic thing about it is that it's so dead, right? That the vibe is dead. Even the comment says this, right? The caption, it says, I think Will Smith is having a midlife crisis. He's performing a new song in the middle of the street in London. No energy, no response, nada. Now, if I play this,
That's crazy. See, that's how that song works. You just put it on, they just show up. So that's ladies and gentlemen, Rita Ora in the house. In the house. I know. It is a pleasure, baby. Good to see you. I know, yeah. Hey.
Did somebody say they needed a pretty girl?
Yes, exactly. About to do some investing. Spend it on you and your bestie. You and your...
you see,
I'll change your life if you let me, girls. I like pretty girl. I like pretty girl. I like pretty girl. Hey! Rita Ora, ladies and gentlemen. Rita Ora in the building. Hey!
right, so you got Will Smith performing here, this dead-ass song to this dead-ass crowd, and you got another celebrity turn up, another singer, Rita Ora. She turns up and shaking her ass or whatever she's doing there, right? But the funny thing about it is that, right, it's just so dead. Nobody looks like they're enjoying themselves. Nobody looks like they're having a good time. And the one making the most noise in the microphone was Will Smith, right? Now I want to get some precepts on this because this shows that, when I look at this in the spirit, you can see that this world is on its way out. Because the mirth of this place, it ain't popping like it once was. People are just standing there like they don't know what the fuck's going on. You know, when they really should be, vibing to the beat or whatever. Ain't nobody doing nothing. They're just standing there. But it's ironic because here it is, you've got a celebrity who's got nothing really to say, nothing really to offer, but yet you still have droves of people flocking to want to see him, even though nobody's really, having a good time. Whereas on the other hand, you've got the prophets out here who are preaching the real words of wisdom. But, these fools don't want to receive these words. They don't want to get down with the program. So let's get this precepts. I've got a couple precepts. Bear with me while I pull them up here. Hang on. Where are we going? This is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than to hear the song of fools. These scriptures couldn't be ever so more pertinent. And it's ironic because, as I said, that area where Will Smith was dancing and performing at is a very popular location where we've taught camp before many times, But yet you get Will Smith turn up and, the whole street want to shut down to hear the song of a fool rather than the rebuke of the wise. There's another precept. Bear with me while I'm pulling this up. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 13 and 22. It says, when a rich man actually, let me read up a verse. This is good. Some good meat here. Sirach 13 and 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too, and he spake wisely, and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. That's the truth. That's the way it is in this world. When a rich man speaks, even though he might be talking shit, everybody holds their mouth and is eager to see what he has to say. But yet when the poor man speaketh, even though he may be speaking wisdom, his words are despised. That's the course of that's the natural course of this current world. But we're coming to the end of this world, and we're entering into a time and a kingdom where wisdom is going to be held in high regard, and folly is no longer going to be set in great dignity, which is what it is in this world. I'll get one more precept. This is Revelation 3, starting from about verse 17. Right, this is Revelation 3 verse 17. Bear me a second, forgive me. So lucky about that. Revelation 3 and 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich, and increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Yeah, so basically a lot of these rich people in the world, they're actually poor and miserable and blind and wretched and naked because they don't know the knowledge that can lead unto their salvation. You know, these Israelites there in the world, not knowing that this world is about to be destroyed. Do you think if Will Smith knew that Yahushua was about to return, he'd be wasting his time out there trying to win, you know, Instagram followers and Facebook followers and shit like that? Nah, he'd get his mind right and seek salvation. But salvation isn't in his lot because he's not of the elect. You know, he's just a Jake in the world. So Jake in the world are going to be Jake in the world, and they're going to do what this world holds in high esteem, not understanding that, you know, in the world to come, there's much more glory than to be had in the world to come than there is in this world. So one more precept and I'll close it out. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. I'm going to read from verse 1 down to verse 4. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. When the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease because they are few. Yeah, so it means there's going to be few jobs, you know, because this economy is slowing down and everything's being replaced by AI. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So that's the time we're in. The daughters of music have been brought incredibly low. You know, this modern era of, you know, mirth and entertainment, it's all falling flat, and a lot of people aren't getting the same excitement that they once were out of the entertainment industry, be it the films, be it the music, you know, whatever. It's all being brought low because we're coming to the end of this place, and the Most High is, you know, gradually shutting things down before he sends back the final before he brings about the final act, which is the return of his Son, which is our Lord and Saviour, Yahushua, to subdue this world, to conquer it, and to set up the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be the kingdom ruled by the Israelites on earth. And the Israelites are going to rule for eternity under Yahushua and King David. That's what we've got to look forward to. So yeah, that's just a quick lesson. I thought it was interesting because, as I said, you know, something that we've said in the past came to pass prophetically about a celebrity turning up in the street and the whole road shutting down and everybody wanting to see and putting their hands over their mouths to see what the celebrity has to say, even though he hasn't got jack shit to say. So yeah, with that, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. So with that, I want to once again give all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, double honors unto the elders and apostles, great millstone that rule well, and shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And I'll catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now.